In the meantime, Joe Biden says Sweden and Finland have the full, total and incomplete backing of the U.S. in their decision to apply for NATO membership. Both countries submitted their applications to be part of the Western Defense Alliance this week, marking a major shift in European geopolitics. Speaking alongside Swedish Prime Minister Magdalena Andersson and Finnish President Sauli Niinisto, at the White House on Thursday, Mr. Biden called Sweden and Finland's applications a watershed moment in European security.
Today I am proud to welcome and offer the strong support of the United States for the applications of two great democracies and two close, highly capable partners to join the strongest, most powerful defensive alliance in the history of the world.
Staying in the U.S., the Senate has voted to pass a roughly $40 billion bill to send aid to Ukraine as the country fights back against Russia's brutal and unprovoked attacks. The measure passed the House earlier this month and will now go to President Joe Biden to be signed into law. The final tally in the Senate was 86-11. Mr. Biden will sign the aid package while he is in South Korea, with the bill being flown overseas to the president's location. The legislation provides money for military and humanitarian aid, including funding to assist Ukrainian military and national security forces, help replenish stores of U.S. equipment sent to Ukraine, and provide public health and medical support for Ukrainian refugees. Australians head to the polls on Saturday, with the opposition Labour Party, led by Anthony Albanese, hoping to end 9 years of Conservative rule. The Liberal National Coalition government, headed by Scott Morrison, goes into the election with 75 MPs in the 151-seat House of Representatives, one short of the majority needed to govern without crossbench support. Labour has been ahead in opinion polls since the campaign began, but the lead has narrowed in the final week of the campaign, and the party is haunted by its failure at the last election in 2019, when the polls wrongly suggested it would win. We have more in this report.
With the polls tightening in the final days of the election campaign, both major parties are preparing for a tight contest on Saturday. The Labour Party, after carrying the scars of the 2019 loss, which it was widely expected to win, has been more cautious about predicting wins from the Liberal Party this time round. But the Labour Party is desperately hoping the widespread anti-Morrison sentiment is enough to deliver its government under a safe change strategy that has seen the Labour leader, Anthony Albanese, adopt a small target approach and run a low-key campaign.
The fact that that young kid is now running for Prime Minister says a lot about her and her courage, but also says a lot about this country.
The magic number for majority government is 76 seats in the 151-seat House of Representatives. The 6-week election campaign has largely been an attritional slog between two uninspiring leaders, but enlivened by high-profile independent candidates and minor parties challenging the offerings of the government and opposition.
Everyone for being here today.
Scott Morrison's Liberal Party has come under pressure in formerly safe inner-city seats, which have been targeted by grassroots campaigns backed by millions of dollars in donations from the lobby group Climate 200 and supporting almost exclusively female candidates.
We've always seen from the Labor Party is when they can't manage money, they come after yours in higher taxes. That is the risk of Labor. They can no more manage the borders than they can manage money, and you'll pay for it.
In the meantime, the independents are running on a platform of stronger action to address the climate crisis, establishing a national anti-corruption body and addressing gender inequality in all areas where Morrison's government is seen as weak.
Hoping that Liberal will get through, because I think Morrison's done a good job through the pandemic and everything like that. made a few blunders, but they all do. Albanese will be exactly the same.
I think hopefully Boothby is going to switch, but you never know. I mean, this has been a Liberal stronghold for a long time, but I think the people in Boothby are ready for a change.
Despite the push by the Independents and the Greens to put global heating on the agenda, neither major party has committed to strong climate action. The coalition committed after much reluctance from the rural-based National Party to a target of net zero emissions by 2050, but includes new gas projects in its technology-led recovery. 3 weeks into the campaign, a national senator, Matt Canavan, declared the net zero ambition all over by the shouting. Labour Party presented a modest plan hinged on building more efficient transmission lines and reducing industrial emissions, which has since been supported by the business lobby as at least representing some steps towards a credible policy.